Oh, well, thank you for being here. It's wonderful to be back in Japan. I'm very excited. It was a coincidence. We weren't thinking about it, but maybe in our hearts we were thinking about it because we love Japan, you know. Well, the message of Fly Like a Bird is really, it's a spiritual song, and it's really, on a lot of levels, talking about the world and that we do need to help each other, and obviously people that have been through devastating times, all of our hearts go out to them. And I think that the reason for including a song like Fly Like a Bird on this album, which is much more, you know, love songs and also up-tempo party records, the reason I included Fly Like a Bird as the end song is because I wanted that message to be the strongest message, and the message that you remember. You walk away from listening to the album remembering, because there is so much in the world, and that we need to kind of come together and try to address and help each other, and really look to God to kind of get through those difficult moments. And just the message of prayer and spirituality was very important to me in my personal life, and I tried to also incorporate, you know, a little bit of touching upon the world, kind of helping each other out and leaning on each other as well. I think everything that comes from inside you is what really makes people appealing or whatever. So I think that it's like the spirit that comes from you is why you look so beautiful and nice, and that's what I think it's more about. It comes from within. Mimi is just a nickname. Like, sometimes you take somebody's name and you make it into a friendly, like more of a cute name that you just call your friends or your family or something like that. And that's what that was for me, just a private name. So because this record is, like you said, a different kind of chapter of my life, a different side of me as an artist, I felt like it was more personal. So I thought that it would be kind of cool to incorporate the name Mimi into the album. And then when I called it The Emancipation of Mimi, it's like the freedom of that side of me to make a fun record that really was all about the vocal performances and enjoying, you know, writing the songs and just experiencing just the making of this album. It was the best time I ever had making an album, and I was in a very happy place making this record, just emotionally very happy, very, you know, at peace, and very, like, you know, just in a really good frame of mind. So, you know, I thought it would be appropriate. Well, it was the first time I had worked with the Neptunes, and I've been wanting to work with them for a really long time, and so finally we got together. They had just come off tour, so I had just come off tour too, so we were like, you know, it was really a perfect timing for us. And this is a twofold answer, but you only asked about Nelly, but I'm going to give you two for the price of one. So anyway, Nelly was in one room in the studio in Record Plant Studios in California, and I was in another room, and then Snoop is in another room working on his record. And so we just all ended up getting together. Pharrell was in there working with all of us, and, you know, we were coming up with concepts and ideas, and it just really became like a party. It really did. And usually I don't have people in the studio when I'm singing. I usually kick everybody out. They're not allowed in there. But this particular time it was cool because it was more of like a laid-back approach to the recording process, and I really feel like it was my first time meeting Nelly and working with him, and I thought that he was really talented because he contributed a lot just in terms of melodies and rhythmic approach to things, and I didn't realize that he used to write songs for other people before he started his own solo career. So that was a great time, a great experience, and it ended up being one record with Snoop, one record with Nelly, so not so bad. You asking the wrong person. No, I think that it's interesting that you like Joyride, because that was almost the name of the album. I almost called the album Joyride, and then it almost didn't get on the album, so it was like this whole thing. And then one of my friends was like, you have to put that song on the album. That's the real love song on the album. So I think maybe people can listen to that song and they can take advice from there, but I'm not a good person to give advice on things. Just, you know, it's better to listen to it in the music and live through those moments. Well, I've known Pharrell for a little while, and I think he's very, very talented. He's very innovative, and he has a very strong personality. So when we first talked about working together, you know, he was like, he knows I'm a writer, he knows that I produce, and he thought I was going to be really difficult in the studio, like, okay, you got to let me be in charge and you got to let me do this and that. I'm like, look, we're going to collaborate. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. And that's what happened. And I think it was good for me to work with somebody like that as well. And I think that he probably, I don't know, I wouldn't be so, presumptuous as to say that he learned something from me, but hopefully he did. Well, I feel like I've gone through a lot of different stages in my life and also as an artist. And I think that when everything you experience just as a human being somehow has an impact on you as an artist. And so I feel like I kind of had to get to this point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to make a record for the fun of it. I felt like I was in a really good place vocally after being on tour for so long, and I was excited and eager to get back in the studio, and it wasn't like anybody was saying, get in the studio quick because we want to put an album out now, or it didn't have to be about any like controversy or drama. It was really just for the love of making music, which is how I started out. And I think that's why people are feeling like this is a new beginning for me, because it is kind of more the approach that I had when I was starting out, basically making demos back and forth from high school, like just doing it out of love and the desire to make music that I liked. So that's kind of what this album is. It's a return to that. Not that there haven't been those moments throughout my career, but this is like a new approach to it in terms of like really doing what I wanted to do for me. Well, Kanye and I have been trying to work together for a long time before he ever had a solo project and before he worked with really any other female artist. We tried to get together for the last album and it didn't work out, so I guess it was meant to happen now. And a lot of the fans that have been hearing the album have been saying that Stay the Night is one of their favorite songs. So it was really cool, and I've always loved his tracks ever since I first heard him working for Rockefeller and with Jay-Z and mainly doing hip-hop rap records. So, I'm very happy for him with his success, and I'm happy that we got a chance to work together because it was a really fun collaborative moment for me. Is it about falling in love with a guy with a girlfriend? Yeah, that is what it's about. In a situation like that, really what the song is saying is that the guy keeps saying stay the night and that I'm saying no. So basically that's what I would do. Until he gives a girlfriend the heave-ho, until he lets her, that just means until he gets rid of the girlfriend.
Okay. それではじゃあここで今日の合同取材は終了させていただきます。
Thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed seeing you and talking to you today, and it's great to be back. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mariah Carey, everybody! 日本に帰ってきました。Mariah Carey、もう一度大きな拍手お願いします。Thank you for coming back to Japan, Mariah.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. I had a great time making this record. It was the most fun I ever had making a record. So I hope that the people in Japan enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making it. Because somebody just started calling me Mimi, I don't remember. And so it was just for my friends, really, and my family. But because my fans are like my friends, I decided to name this album The Emancipation of Mimi because I had so much fun making it. So it's like another side of my personality coming out to give to the people. The concept was just trying to do something hot tamale. Something we like. We're just having fun,
Yeah, you're beautiful in that.
I enjoyed working with everybody that I worked with on this album. It was really fun to work with Nelly and with Snoop and Kanye West and Twista. Like, I really worked with a lot of really talented people. And Jermaine Dupri did the first two songs, and we did Always Be My Baby together, a while ago. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I was on tour, and then I was making the album for like a year and a half. I took a very long time making this record because I wanted to make it as good as I possibly could. And there's 2 special tracks on this just for Japan, so that's cool. So that's what I've been doing, just working, been in the studio and enjoying myself making the record.
じゃあ最後に日本のファンの皆さんにメッセージをお願いします。
Kure kurasate, arigato. Was that good?
Yes,
okay.
fantastic.
Thank you. And I'm so happy to be back in Japan. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and I really love to be here with you. So thank you for being here with me today, and I hope you enjoy Mimi.
Mariah、日本はあなたを愛してます。
We love you,
愛してます。
愛してます。Thank you so much, Mariah Carey, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.